Hey, Kay, my name is Danae Peterson, and I am just here to make a quick video about vision boards for those of you who maybe weren't able to attend my vision board workshop that I did over on Facebook. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about why a vision board, why make a vision board. I'm going to tell you a few ways you can make your own vision board, and then what to do with your vision board afterwards once you've made it. I'm still kind of in the process of doing some of these things myself. So this is kind of like grounded theory, and I'm telling you so that you can have the theory and then go practice it. So first off, why make a vision board? Like, what's the whole purpose of making one in the first place? If you are not familiar with the power of affirmations, or there's a book that's actually called The Power of Why, or actually it might be Start with Why. It's called Start with Why. If you're not familiar with that book, I would highly suggest reading it or listening to it, because when you have a strong purpose in life, whether your vision board has something to do with income goals, or just something to do with the business that you run, or if it just has to do with like building your dream life in general, the way that you want things to look. If you don't have a strong enough purpose, then creating that vision is going to be really hard to do. You have to have a big reason behind it. So for me, like, I want to be able to bring my husband home from work. That sounds crazy. Saying it out loud is insane. But in order to be able to do something like that, I then need to visualize, like, what is that going to look like? And so I talk about affirmations. And so I say affirmations every day that have to do with my goal, that have to do with the way that I want to feel every day. I have reminders on my phone, things like that. And so a vision board is like a ginormous affirmation. It's a visual affirmation that you can then use to help remind you of key points that you want to remember in your why, and key points that you want to remember in like your long-term vision of what you want to happen over the course of a year, or over the course of multiple years. Personally, I like making a vision board for 1 year just because it's kind of overwhelming to think about like tons and tons. But if something stays on your vision board for a few years because it's a long-term goal, then that's totally fine. Okay, so why make a vision board? Covered that. It's a big giant affirmation, and there's another book that is actually called Think and Grow Rich. I love this book because it's kind of old school, but it really just talks about how the power of your thoughts and your mind affects whether or not you achieve something in life. So vision board just helps you align your goals and your purpose, and put them all on the same path. So I'm going to actually screen share really fast so that you guys can see what I have made. I have made a vision board on something called Canva. You go to canva.com and you can create a free account. What I would suggest doing is to create a design that is a poster size. Joshua, please go out the other way, okay? I'm almost done, Josh. Story of my life. So I made a poster board size vision board. So I'm going to click on this design so you guys can see it. And I guess I should start with what I did first. And I will include this with the video that I send. Josh, I need you to not sit on that. That's not going to work right now. Okay, thank you. You said hi. Love you. Now go out. Oh, go out, please. Okay?
Mom, Dad gave me a cup.
It did not. You're fine.
Mom, don't see that red
Oh my word, I'm so sorry.
Mom, see that red thing? That's a cup.
Josh, your foot is fine. Okay. What was I saying? Okay, vision board, Canva. So before you make a vision board, the first thing you guys need to do, I'm actually going to stop screen sharing. Sorry, toddler life. First thing you guys need to do is you need to outline like what kinds of things do you have goals for? What kinds of things do you want to have happen in life? So this is, I don't know if it's backwards or not, but this is a goal worksheet that you can use, and it basically just walks you through like what are some things you want, like actual tangible things, stuff you want. What are some physical goals or dreams that you have, financial goals you have? What are some things you want to do to your home? Like, I want to renovate some things in my home. I want to decorate a little differently in some areas. What are some family life things that you'd like to do? Like, what does your family life look like? Do you want to take vacations? Where do you want to take vacations? What kinds of like really big, scary, hairy dreams do you have? Put those down. I will include the link to this. It's like a goal worksheet basically, but start with this so that you have some ideas of something to pull for your vision board. Now, once I did that, then I went to Canva and I started finding photos. I literally just started searching pictures. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. But I started searching photos and I would save the photo for, like, for instance, physical. I would take a picture that I thought, you know, described something that I wanted to happen physically. I want abs. Maybe they won't look like that, but that's okay. I want to think of myself as Wonder Woman, so she's on there. Those are just a few things. Physically, like I would love to be able to get this dress. And so I've got this dress in here. I needed to fix where that dress was. I'm actually going to make it smaller. But you can see, like, you can do so many different things with your vision board. But start with an area of your life. If you want to do something big, I would put that at the center of your vision board. If it helps to have you have quotes to remind you of different things, put those at the center of your vision board. I love the movie, The Greatest Showman. And so a lot of my quotes have to do with that. I also picked words for this year that I want to focus on. And so my main 4 words are joyful, intentional, and present. That's the way that I want to show up in my life. And I want to just believe in abundance. So abundance is on there. I put like weekly temple night goals, like date night type goals. What do I want our home office to look like? What do I want to be able to do with my team? Different kinds of things that I want. So I put some renovation things. I've got a new computer on there so you guys don't have to watch my crappy videos on my computer. I want to be able to, like, take my kids to Disneyland and take a trip to Harry Potter World. I want to travel to these different places. And maybe they don't happen this year. Maybe they happen next year, but that's okay. I want to be able to visit my husband's mission where he's at. So you can see I also included text in here. So when I go through and do this, what I actually do is I start over on the left-hand side with uploads, and I take an image that I downloaded and I literally just click it and drag it onto this section, or you can just upload it from a file. Clicking and dragging is easy for me. So once you have it on there, then you click it and drag it onto this page. I actually don't want that there, so I'm not going to leave it there. But you can see I made this big vision board, and it is a poster size. You can check the file size up here in the top right-hand corner, and you can do file, and then there's a resize your design. But this is an 18-inch by 24-inch, so that's kind of what I'm aiming for. I want something big, something attention-grabbing in my office, and then I'll print it a few times. I'll print it smaller. So I picked poster size for the file. You can order prints, I believe is how I changed the file. No, maybe, I don't remember. That was something that I did, but you just kind of have to play around with it. And once you decide what you've got, then you just download the file, and I would download it as a PNG or a JPEG image. JPEG is usually what you need to print. And once you've got it printed, then you start using it. So then you place it in multiple different locations. So like I'm going to have mine in my office where I see it before I start working. I'm going to have one in the kitchen because I'm there a lot. I'm going to have a vision board in my bathroom, and I'm going to have one in my planner. So I'm probably going to put it as the screensaver on my computer. The more that you see the things that you're striving for, the more that you're going to push for them. And remember why you want to show up for, you know, whatever it is that's hard. It'll remind you of why you want to show up for those things that are hard to do on the days that maybe you don't feel like exercising. But if your goal is to have abs, then you have to visually be reminded of that. So it'll like remind you, okay, I really want this, so I'm going to choose that over ice cream sundae. Things like that. Then I just would suggest creating part of it as a part of your routine. You know, as you exercise, or not exercise, as you go upstairs and maybe you take a shower, then when you get out, then you look at your vision board and you say 5 things from it out loud that you want. When you sit down to work, like me, then you look at your vision board and you say like 5 things that you really want to accomplish, or 5 reasons that you're doing what you're doing. That's kind of just my ideas for what to do to use your vision board for. I need to go because my children are crying. So thank you so much for listening. If you guys have questions about vision boards, if you have questions about goals. If you have some goals you're trying to work on, then please don't hesitate to ask. I would love to help you out.